Do you like the universe of Ryan Lauket and gateway games you can buy at your big box store? Well, Megaland is just a game for you.
Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Ryan Lauket has a really big following for games he makes. Usually he publishes them, designs them, does the artwork, does everything inside the game. He's a renaissance man for gaming, has made out some pretty good games, and usually his games hit pretty hard and then kind of fall off the stream with some big hits kind of living on. Well, Megaland was his big box mass market game he was going to put out. And it was a game that I was kind of excited about. I'm not the biggest fan of his work, but I do enjoy some of his games. With Megaland, you get another pressure luck game. I feel like these games, almost like the Yahtzee mechanic, they're just easy to make. So you see a lot of them. And how does this one stack up to them? Not very well, in my opinion, to be very honest. I feel like that the gameplay is fun. I like what you're doing. There's not a whole lot of different cards in the game, but the game's not very expensive, so that can be forgiven a little bit. There's a complete lack of catch-up mechanic, and although I've not played this game as much as designers, I don't usually talk about games being broken, I really felt once you got ahead, it's really difficult to come back. I guess there may be some strategy that gets you to come back, or some bad luck, or a lot of busts that can happen. I just think that it'd be really tough to come back in this one. There's no internal catch-up mechanism in the game whatsoever. Usually the people who got ahead, especially if you get a little bit of a lead early on, you're probably going to win the game. So we kind of knew who was going to win beforehand. And that wasn't our favorite type of pressure luck game. That can be a problem in pressure luck. If you win like humongous early on, then that can just keep you going and you can play it safe, play it safe, play it safe. So that's maybe a little bit of a criticism of the mechanism rather than the game itself. But it just felt worse in this one. And I'm going off emotion more. I didn't do statistical analysis on it. It just felt like the catch-up mechanic wasn't there. The artwork is cool. Allegedly, you're in a video game or something. I never really felt that, per se. But it did feel like I was going on an adventure, which was fun. If it was a video game, it felt like an Atari game or an old Nintendo game, maybe, without being the 8-bit graphics. It just felt that way. This is how it felt for me. This is a Purge for us. A lot better pressure luck games. Ones we enjoyed a lot more. Like Ink and Gold, I liked that a lot more. The Adventures, I liked more than this. I got a lot of pressure lucks. Pressure luck games seem like they come out all the time. And this one's just not going to make it for us. So it's an absolute Purge. Here are the components for Megaland. You're going to get a nice box, kind of small, with some great artwork on the front of it. Inside of it, you're going to get these cards. The cards are going to be pretty good quality, and they are going to have some unique artwork on them. I think this reptile stable is pretty good, but then you get a lot of these are just buildings and numbers. You're going to have standees in this one. It's probably one of the most interesting ones. And you're going to get these little heart markers that you will have. They're very, very nice. You're going to have these level ones that come up, and they have some nice artwork on them. Some are more plainer than others. They're meant to look like a video game, if you will. You're going to have treasure cards on them. Each of the treasure cards will have a different icon and a number. The number tells you how many in the deck there are. As for the remainder of the components, you're going to get a nice game tray that will go in here. This will keep your victory points, your jump markers, and etc. And then the box itself, you're going to get a game trays inside that will keep all of your cards and all your stuff in here. This is very nice stuff, especially for a mass market game. And this is a game I got at Target, so very, very impressed with it. As for the rulebook, here's Megaland How to Play. Now, it's going to kind of look like a video game. Inside, you're going to get a picture of all of the components. You're going to get a picture of setup with everything numbered on how to do it. Very easy if you just follow the directions. Then you're going to start running the game. Here is phase 1 and what you do, with plenty of pictures and examples and more explanations if things go. Then the buy phase and the night phase, all easily. There's only 3 stuff to this, and an explanation of all the cards. So the cards will have either icons or small explanations. This will go into more detail and kind of tell you how that it works. And on the back, it explains the jump tokens and how to trade with the rabbit. That's the rulebook. I found the rulebook to be very good, a lot of mass market appeal here in this book, and you probably could read this in probably 10 minutes and be up and running. So the game is very easy to play. To set up, you're going to have all the star buildings. These are ones across the top. They have a little star in the top right corner, and you will use these for each game. Then you'll have 7 decks, kind of Dominion style, where you can utilize these. They recommend having a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, but you can pretty much do whatever you want. You'll shuffle up the level cards. You'll shuffle up the treasure cards. Everybody will have a play mat with 4 hearts on it. What you're going to do on your turn is you're going to take your standee and put it on this little mat, which will say, I'm going on the next adventure. You will take a treasure from the top of the deck and put it over here, and that's what you're trying to earn for the turn. Then once everybody's done that, you flip over the top card. In this case, nothing has happened. So you can either go home, take your treasure, and use it to buy the next round, which would be foolish in this case. But you can take another treasure card, add it to the one you already have, leave your standee here, and go on to the next adventure. In this case, you have a crossbones, and what that's going to do, and usually you'd set this up where it looks like a video game, but we're short on space. So you take one of your 4 hearts and move it over to the injury section. Then, you could, same thing. You can take your treasure, go home, and leave. You have the 3 hearts and the 2 cards. Or, you can stay, roll the dice again, get another treasure card that you would put over there, and reveal the next one. Oh, it's nothing again. So the same scenario would happen. You can take your treasure and go home, or stay in. We're going to stay in. And you flip over this one, and you will see that you will get 1 additional damage. So the injury will go over there. Oh, I was supposed to get a treasure card, wasn't I? So I know that I have this damage. And what this little jump symbol is, I'm going to explain that now, is that if you have one of these tokens, because you've earned it through cards or whatever, you have one of these tokens, when a jump token comes out, you can jump over the guy. Think of Mario Brothers. Spend your jump token, and you don't have to take the damage at the bottom of the card. Now, I'm going to go ahead and peek and kind of show you what some of these other cards do. You have a couple damage. There's a 3 damage, a nothing, a 2 damage. And then you have these 2 special cards, which I will explain to you now. When the treasure box is drawn, it goes over here, and everybody gets 1 free random treasure. Now, you still have to successfully jump out and not die for the level if you want to take that home. And you also have the rabbit card, which right here will tell you that it does take 1 damage, and it has a jump ability if you want to jump over it. But also has a unique ability up here if you want to feed the rabbit. So if the rabbit comes up, you can give up 3 carrot cards if you so choose. If you have 3 carrot cards in your supply, you can give up those and discard them, and in return, you can draw 3 treasure cards and add them to your pile. So that's another way you can get even more treasure cards. So once everybody either dies or drops out, we will move on to the buy phase. And the buy phase is really easy to accomplish. And the first thing you can do is you can buy additional hearts. In this case, and it says right here, matching, you need cards that match. So if I wanted to buy my 5th heart, so remember, the number of hearts will be how long you can last in a board, how much treasure you can gain. I can give up 2 matching cards. In this case, stone. I would discard these, and I would get my 5th heart. And then you could give 6th, 7th, and 8th for an increasing price. The other thing you can do is buy the cards up here, and these are bought the opposite. So you buy these with different cards. So in this case, if I wanted to buy a 3-level card, I have to go something with 3 different cards in it. And I could take a 3 or 2 or 4, depending on how many I gave up. And I would have this card, and it would be set beside me, and I would always have this to be able to utilize. So this gives me 3 coins immediately, plus 2 at the end of the buy phase if you have the fewest coins. So this one, the arcade's going to pay off if you're able to spend your coins. Maybe you have something like a cafe, just gives you 2 coins. Maybe you have the sandwich stand, which gives you a coin. And you're going to have different ones. This one gives you a coin and 2 jump. Eggs can be used as treasure type. And you'll have some of these that might have a moon on it. So during the 3rd phase, which we haven't got to yet, you may get, in a fishing pond, a free treasure. So these cards will help you utilize and be able to do things, either one-time powers or something that will activate during the night phase, or an ability that will give you the ability to kind of mess things up and mitigate your luck. So at the end of the round, you do a cleanup phase. The first player will change. All your hearts will go back over. So if you send them back over to the healthy spot, so you'd have them for the next round. Any moons would activate, and any treasures that you didn't spend or store, you're going to have to get rid of. So you want to spend them. The game pushes you to spend it, which is going to help the end game come. At the end of the game, if somebody has 20 of the coins, they are the winner of the game. If more than one person has 20 coins, then it's whoever has the most coins will be the winner. And that's how you play Megaland. So who should buy this game? If you're at a Target, you see it cheap, and you want a little pressure-like game, a vacation game, I would call it, this is fine. If you're a really big Ryan Lauket fan, you like his art, you like his games, and you want to support him, you get another one, this is it. Pressure Luck fans, this is mediocre to me, not as good. Try before you buy, definitely. Purge for us.